I don't understand this.
But that was a great discussion.
Joy, you a picture.
I was not.
I like that, but
I was listening to y'all out there. I was like,
Welcome back. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRBmedia.
The voice of the community.
I am Dr. Business.
Locked and loaded right here, y'all. It's a Lady Gun, says greatness under no stipulation.
And we're so thankful that you have tuned in to this another Profit and Growth segment. If you are just tuning in, we certainly appreciate you staying around for the tomfoolery.
You guys are
hour.
awesome.
And
so patient.
We've been sharing a wealth of knowledge and information.
I don't know about wealth.
The last segment with respect to polygamy. And
yes,
there
how
are
unfortunate.
Different religions, there are different sects, there are different villages that do practice multiple partners. It did exist in the Bible days, both BC and AC, and some of those practices are being after Christ.
oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll be
AC.
quiet. Mind my business.
All right, stay
What'd you say,
in your
Central
place.
Air? Central Air.
Mind my business. My bad.
AC. Air condition. It was before air condition, after air condition.
But there are people that subscribe to multiple partners. There are nudist colonies. There are swinger colonies. There are orgies. There's polygamy. There's the one-on-one, marriage, sanctified, just us two, no more. Obviously, we have laws that subscribe to that. Why did those laws exist? Why did we institute laws where you can only be married to one woman or one man?
The Constitution was written on a basis of Christianity. And that is exactly, what our forefathers and writing the Constitution believed. I also believe that it was
in the Bible, they did have multiple partners. It was not just one man and one woman.
Right.
But no different than now we have liberals. Before we had Democrats and Republicans. Now there's a whole liberal, there's a whole independent branch. So it has literally been the interpretation of the Bible to formulate into law and what man believed was the context of order and structure and what God believed. In that, in the beginning, he created one man and one woman.
Adam and Eve.
That was it. He didn't create Adam, Eve, Yvette, Ernestine.
You didn't give him time.
You know what? And wait, and let me tell you why he did.
It's coming.
And let me tell you, and why he did this, because Eve jacked it up before he could finish anybody else.
Exactly.
So that's where
because
it ended.
Adam had some multiple ribs still to.
Absolutely.
You don't know. He stood
but
one rib.
when
he
he
had another rib on the other side.
but when he saw that one was enough to get you in trouble, there was no need to add more to it. But there's always not only is there the interpretation of one man and one woman, but the interpretation of love, the interpretation of what we believe, to be the consideration of two people in union. Now it's women and women, men and men, young and old.
Can a person be in love with more than one person?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that does exist.
It does.
I don't
So
believe
if you're in love with more than one person, then why can't you and the more than one person live under the same roof?
Right. They might not be in love with everybody else.
Because I think for that to happen, it has to be more than just one person in love with two people. It has to be three people in love with three people.
But that's a bond that you build over time, though. And
I'm not going to give you that time. I'm trying to have a discussion without throwing up in my mouth right now. So, no. And I would say that I've been in a place where I have truly loved two people. And there was, that one that you never forget, being in love with that one. But of course, we did not have the opportunity, the timing and everything just did not allow us to join together. We remained friends, but outside of that was, just what it was. So you realize and continue to move on.
Aligned, and if timing was where it needed to be, and you were in love with two other people, then why not?
Again, I'm trying not to throw up in my mouth. That is my non-negotiable.
Try something new for once.
That is my non-negotiable. No.
Rolled it up, so.
Now that's different. Paraguay, Norway, Italia. I just want to say, bueno.
Those conquistadors.
No.
Come on now.
No.
Because the divorce rate, in all actuality, It's more than 50%.
That scares me.
There was a statistic that said, I think it was either North Carolina or Mecklenburg County. It was 82%.
It's crazy.
82% divorce rate. It was either North Carolina or Mecklenburg County.
Survived divorcee.
It was one of the two. So obviously, it's not working. One man, one woman, holy matrimony, monogamous relationship, under the same roof. Y'all take care.
And what I just learned about marriage that scares me now is the money part. I didn't know.
You better believe it.
A wife could pay a husband. Or a husband.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Yeah, y'all just
Oh, it's scary now.
It's scary. It go both ways now. You thought you were gonna milk him.
You thought it was a game.
He'll take yours.
Half.
He'll take yours.
Half.
I was not aware that if I was to make more money than the person I was with,
in order to maintain,
and I'm putting you on child support,
you got to fork over some ducats.
Yep.
Why can't they just?
Because it don't work that way.
They got to live on their own now.
Me as a man, I was like that now. When I got divorced, I gave my wife everything.
Really?
I couldn't do that as a man.
I mean, that's good.
You know, keeping my children in the house.
It depends upon who she was. Now, if she was a high-powered attorney.
Well, she made 6 figures.
Exactly. So you don't have
but
to
she
give
had my
her
children
everything.
in the house. I wouldn't do that to my children.
Really?
Wouldn't do that to my
But
children.
she had her own money.
Yeah, but
it was just
when I had a divorce, I had my own. He had his own. But and I really believe that when it comes to the financial battle, it's because it's a bitter ending.
That's right.
It's different when it's an amicable ending.
That's true.
Where you both agree to disagree,
we're best of friends, we're the best of parents,
and reconcilable
right. We don't have no
differences.
Yeah.
What's the best for? We did not have biological children together, so it wasn't an issue or anything like that. But during that time, I was the money manager for our home, and he was like, whatever you say, I trust. I hand everything over to you, whatever you recommend is best. And I was not the vindictive wife to try to milk him for everything, access. And people are like, oh, you get half of his retirement. For me, what people didn't understand was I didn't need that memory of the marriage that did not work.
Did you take, or did y'all?
No, we divided. We split and we didn't. And then the other thing is, I had an account, he had an account, and we had an account.
Right.
So the we account we divided equally. The investments he gave to me. In exchange, I gave him the house, which was not close to my job anyway. So I didn't feel, it was an even trade.
That's good.
But what's crazy is 5 years after our divorce, I was still on the house. We were still on each other's cars because of our careers. Whenever we traveled, he was active duty military.
Oh, gotcha.
So if he was out of country, if anything happened, instead of right, and anything needed to be, what was crazy is he remarried, but he never put her on. I was still on.
He didn't trust her the way he trusted you.
He did not. And he said it. He didn't. And then it was probably about
familiarity too. You've been handling the stuff
about
for 10
our
years.
5th or 6th year into his marriage. He was like,
you into the fold. And be the money manager.
Economically, it would have worked.
Household, exactly.
Wait, now
we can all get along.
Now, with that, what was funny is literally, if anything happened while he was out of town, she did have to call me because she did not have access. She didn't have rights. She didn't have information. She didn't have anything like that.
That was she pretty.
So you're doing the communal thing anyway. You're doing the communal thing anyway without.
I was management. I was not communal. I was property management.
I hear you.
I was property manager at that point.
Were you single?
An asset.
At the time.
Yep.
And busy. She was extremely busy doing what she was doing.
Yep. But after our divorce, I went out. I dated, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And literally, it was probably harder because I introduced into a relationship like, look, I'm not looking to settle down. We can go out to dinner or we can hang out right off the bat, because those that were interested in me, being the position that I was in and who I was, my career did not permit long-term dating. So even if I wanted to, I would have to let them know I could be gone at any minute. And I don't know how long. I was down for the booty call. Like, it was good. Like, I'm going to get to know you, and then, still had desire.
Got you. Booty call and air conditioning. I got you.
That was a
Your number could change any day with your clearance. Your phone number could have changed any day.
My phone number has actually been the same since 2002.
Wow.
It has been the exact same number. In
Europe.
every country that I've been to, it followed with me. But it was difficult when talking to someone that's not familiar with government or military. Like literally, I got blessed out one time by somebody. I don't mean that in a good way, because I was like, "Hey, you know what?" Like
Christian way of saying cursing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
what?
you know, we went out to dinner, and I had gotten orders that day at work, and I was like, you know what? Like, it's been real cool, but I'm about to go. I'm not sure how long I'll be gone. Probably about 30 days. So like, where are you going? Like, who just leaves the country like that? Don't nobody just, if you don't want, I was like, no, like, this is my job. Like, no, seriously. Like,
Right.
like, this is real. What you gonna do with your house? And what he didn't realize was I didn't have a house because that was my job.
Wow.
Like, I rented or I would stay somewhere.
Yeah.
We always had to be in country 90 days. And then gone. So literally, if you caught me between them 90 days, it was cool. But you caught me on the tail end.
Day 87.
Right.
You got to go.
But you know what?
3 days.
And I wouldn't.
3 days.
I wouldn't even talk to people like 30 days out. One, because of the cultural immersion classes that I had to have. It was very consuming. And then you have to wrap up your life, put everything in storage, you know.
It's like moving to a different house every 90 days, something like that. That's
It could be. But the thing is, you could be gone for a year. Like you have to come back for 90 days, but you're literally gone for a year.
Oh, wow.
During the breaks, you have 21 days every 90 days, but you can come back, but I would typically just stay
over there.
Go to another country. I wouldn't even come to the US. I would just go somewhere else for a vacation and then go back to work. So it was
That was nice.
Hit a few new beaches.
It was a wonderful lifestyle. And I think that
She just didn't
played a
Was
I
it
did.
after your marriage?
She was gonna skip over.
I let it
Germany.
elevate once I got married or once I got divorced, because as I was married, he traveled for military, so did I. But we tried very much to make sure that our deployments and assignments were, not conflicting with one another, so we would both be around at the same time. But after a while, there was no fixing. Like we couldn't. Like I can't pick. He was active duty, and I was federal, so I couldn't say. I could say no, he couldn't. And then after a while, I was like, why am I still here? And he's gone. So. And I think when that geographical bachelor syndrome stepped in, when you're living out of a suitcase, you're not going to see your spouse for a year. When you see them, it's only 2 weeks. And then you're gone again for another 6 months. You don't get a chance to build a strong enough bond, in between
In order to be inclusive
In that case, he deserved another person.
Exactly. So while you were out of country, there was somebody
That
there
means we can say that about
was
her.
able to be a blessing. Right. And that's, that the world goes round and round.
No,
because
not
over
at all.
50% of marriages end in divorce because of money.
Yeah.
So what does that say to married folk who keep getting divorced because of money issues?
That's right.
Get your
More
money.
money.
Right.
Get your money
How
right
you
first.
get your money right? How?
There's discipline that's required with getting your money right. I'm telling you.
I'm asking the money man.
I'm telling him.
Financial planner.
He gonna come with some compound interest rates, and I'm just telling you, literally, you need some discipline, you need some structure, you need some order, you need a plan, you need a focus, right? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
That's where it starts. That's where it starts.
Right.
You have a
They
saver,
are opposites.
You have a spender. Usually because opposites attract, and that's how it works out. So how do the people negotiate how much to spend, how much to save?
That's communication.
And compromise.
Communication, compromise. Right.
Marriage is not.
Yeah.
When I was married, I
Said,
told
like, I ain't
my
compromising nothing.
See?
no, but see, when I got married, I told my
you shouldn't
ex.
be married.
You should.
Exactly.
I was gonna say that you need to watch people over time. That's
right. Yeah.
You can always tell. And a pet peeve of mine is when you're dating somebody. Me in my case, I'm dating a female, and within 90 days, the female's asking you for money.
90 days, 90 hours, bro.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, they getting real reckless.
Yeah, it's a good judge it's a good judge of character. You got to trust what you see in the beginning.
Because even
from a person.
in an employment situation, that 90-day period is that 90-day probationary
That's your
period.
period.
So everybody on their best behavior for 90 days.
Right.
That ain't even you.
But then come 91 days, the wig come off, the butt come out, you just see a whole new different person.
His chest deflate, his gut. He take his waist trainer off. His beer belly pop out.
That is why I cannot. I don't believe in the 90 days. I'm sorry. I'm one that I need to figure out if I'm going to waste my time or.
So what you need? 9 days, 10 days.
Social media is real.
Social media tell
on themselves.
That's real. Social media.
It's
real.
one chick that I knew that, I'm like, yeah, well, maybe, whatever. But then I started looking. She like, yeah, I'm trying to save money and this thing. But every other day, I see you with new stuff from a boutique and all this stuff. I'm like, man, this girl doesn't save anything.
What about if they don't have social media though? Because me,
they don't use it,
because those that I have dated are not. I've always dated older.
Then that's when the private investigator comes in, and you hire the private investigator to do the background search and everything.
Or just get a black woman.
That's where that time. If you can't tell from social media, you got to put a lot of time in and get your eyes on it.
Time and conversation.
You have to. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I think where people mess up today is they're having conversations, but they're not listening for what they don't hear.
Ooh.
I think I'm the way because I met someone off of social media, and his social media, I found. Well, he told me he has a daughter, blah blah, but he tells me he wants us to be more than cool, but the communication is not there. Social media really don't explain nothing because all I see is kids and older pictures, and it's just like he don't post. If he posting something on the story, it's a little song. So it's just like,
that's
I gotta
not
do
telling
too
you
much.
anything. Right.
Exactly.
You gotta
so they get upset when you just step away.
But then that's where the seasons come in.
Yeah.
Just like in life, you have winter and summer, spring, fall. You have that same thing in relationships. And unless the relationship has matured through all 4 seasons, you really don't know that person.
That's real.
Because when every day is Sunday, that ain't that person.
Right.
You all need to have a drag down, knock out, fight.
How do they fight? How do they get angry?
Do they fight fair?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they bring up old stuff?
Yeah.
Are they forgiving or not? Do they accept responsibility? Do they apologize?
Yeah.
Do they punch walls?
Right.
How do they handle stressful situations?
How do they treat their
These are the
family
things.
members?
Yeah.
How they treat their mama?
That's true.
That's a good one because if you lie to your mama, you're lying to anybody. Okay.
Absolutely.
But that go back to that root work, like what you was talking about with knowing the love language.
That's right.
One person's love language,
That's right.
and you already said he got a communication problem, so that's a skill he has to develop on his own. If he ever hopes to have a long-term relationship with anybody, whether you or anybody else,
That's right.
gotta have that
Communication is key.
Absolutely.
But the
If
whole
you cannot
thing,
effectively communicate, you can't be in a relationship.
my friend is thinking, well, he has a secret girlfriend that we don't know about.
You can't jump to conclusions
And
like
that's-
that. He may have a communication problem
A
and
secret
needs
girlfriend?
to develop that skill, especially in our young black men. We haven't been taught the proper way how to communicate.
But would you have a problem if I say I haven't been on a date with this guy and it's been a month or so? I think a date needs. I haven't, you know. But he's been out. Oh, I've been at whiskey, but it's not like, oh, you want to come, or no, it's, oh, can I come see you afterwards?
Oh,
That's a sign.
Yeah. See?
Right.
So
That's
now it's like,
and believe what you're getting. Believe and
just
see
about to
what
because
you're
one friend was
getting.
like, oh, he probably just wants the goodie.
exactly.
Right.
But-
That's exactly what he's calling
That's
you
what
for.
he wants.
But no, let me tell you, honestly, it's been opportunity, but it wasn't taken advantage of.
And
Not
of
that
course,
all psychology
because
for you.
right, and that's because if he comes off
But
right
then
off the bat,
afterwards, it's, oh, let me come. Then I get the, oh, let me come see you afterwards. No, because now it's just like, I don't know what's going on.
But you set the bar and you set the tone from the beginning, though, for that.
I did, but
Ain't no but. You
No.
gotta own that. You gotta own that.
and if it brings enough to right here where little ladies, if there's a flutter in the gut, go with it. Don't ignore it. We should not devalue, compromise, or minimize our standards because we're not 100% sure.
For me, I liked him. I thought something could go further,
But you
it was
set
like
the wrong
sign.
tone.
But like yourself more.
Yeah.
like yourself
That's why
more
I told you about
than
how
what's
long
that?
would you be
Right.
single and not?
One thing about it,
more
if
than
we
that.
want you, we will go through whatever we need to go through to get you.
And that's the thing, I can ignore this man still come, like, cause I seen when the signs was coming, I'm like, man, this is not even about to work out. I know this is about to be a waste of time, but it's like he's still consistently hitting my phone. And I'm just like,
That's so,
is, and
but
also
that's so he
that's
can
the
pass the shit
hunter.
test. Yeah,
And that's
the shit
the
test.
hunter.
That's
Don't
the
say that on radio.
I'm sorry.
But that's the hunter
put that out.
in him. That's the when you lay it out too quick and easy, they hit it, they pee on you, and then they gone.
Wait.
After that.
No. Why you saying that?
But like, you know, marked your territory,
I'm
I'm good, and that's it. Now, it may be so good if they come back one or two more times or whatever, but they're not going to, like, this is not who we make the mistake, and I say we as in women because I've done it myself, that if I throw it on them real good, he'll stay around.
And that's the
if
thing.
I
And that's
cook
why I'm
for
like, I
him,
don't want
and
to
if
no
I do
more
this for
because-
him, and if
yeah.
I do that for him, you'll see how good a woman I am.
Gladiator
And really,
competition.
all it is I just see how much I get
Yeah.
without any commitment or any sacrifice on my own.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And you've got to know where that is.
Yeah.
If it is meant to be, it will be.
It'll be.
But it's going to be work on both parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Where's
they
wisdom
won't,
right
and
there?
they won't leave room for you to question or doubt because they don't want to lose
Absolutely.
a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just trying to tell
Food
you
for
what I
thought.
know.
That
How
was
come people
great.
get in contact with you?
Maestro been here like, man,
y'all are
this
wild.
sex education or what?
It gets deep. It'll get deep.
Find me on Instagram at Jon Maestro, JON.MAESTRO, Jon.Maestro. And visit my website, maestrosmhg.com.
Instagram at Robinson7727. Mario J. Robinson.
And I am The Hair Lover, and I'm on Instagram at The Hair Print Collection.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, brother.
Oh, God.
You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media.
The voice of the community.
Oh, wow.
Oh. When it's interesting, you know what I mean? Interesting. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.